In a world where regression is disguised as progress, silence is no longer an option. We've reached a tipping point where every injustice ignored, every election skipped, and every headline we normalize erodes the legacy our ancestors bled for. It's time we face a hard truth. Caring isn't enough. Change only happens when care turns into action. We often say we care about justice, about people, about the planet when students are murdered and a place of learning becomes the birthplace of fear. We feel sympathy, but if we truly mean it, we must also deeply care about politics. And our sympathy must become empathy, because politics isn't some far-off machine ticking away in the halls of Congress. It's the rent you can or can't afford, the air you breathe, the school you or your sibling attends. It's the daily reality of who gets to thrive and who is pushed aside. In Los Angeles alone, over 75,000 people are unhoused. That's not just a statistic. It's a scandal. It's not just how it is. It's the direct result of policy decisions made by people who often count on your indifference. Cities that passed rent control and invested in affordable housing saw improvement. Others, they watched their communities be displaced. Healthcare. In the world's wealthiest nation, over 30 million people live without it. Not because we lack resources, but because profit has been chosen over people. Americans ration insulin, skip cancer treatments, walk away from therapy, and every vote we cast or don't cast helps decide whether healthcare becomes a privilege or stays a business opportunity. The climate crisis is not a distant fear, but a present threat woven into our daily lives. Through fires in California, floods in Florida, and tornadoes in the Midwest, we are living the warning scientists shouted about for decades. Yet fossil fuel giants still receive billions in subsidies. Politicians still protect their donors instead of their constituents. But even here, there is hope. In 2020, young voters like us made climate a top priority. That pressure led to real, albeit incremental, change to lessen when we speak, the system shifts. Let's not forget the cultural battle being waged in classrooms and libraries. Across the country, books are being banned because to some, truth reads like a lie. Stories about Black lives, queer lives, and immigrant journeys are being silenced, not because they're dangerous, but because they empower, and to those in power, an empowered generation is terrifying. The attacks on LGBTQ+ youth are just as cruel. Over 500 anti-LGBTQ+ bills were introduced in 2023 alone. Imagine being 14 years old and having lawmakers tell you that you shouldn't exist. These aren't just policies, they're signals to every marginalized kid that their pain doesn't matter. We must carry that pain and let it echo throughout our lives. We've been told our vote doesn't matter, our political action won't persuade reform, the system is rigged, and nothing will change. But history laughs in the face of that lie. Same-sex marriage, gun reform, and abortion rights all happened because people rose up and refused to stay silent. Gen Z stopped a red wave in 2022. Your voice isn't small, it's seismic. Still only 40% of people aged 18 to 29 voted in 2024. Meanwhile, 74% of those over 65 did. And guess what? The laws they vote for are the ones we must live with the longest. Our future is being written for us. So don't believe the cynics who say the transformation of our country is bigger than you, that you need to be a senator or the president of the United States to be remembered by history. Join that local protest, speak up at your city council meeting, amplify your voice on social platforms, volunteer for the campaign you believe in, and above all, stay informed. Don't let the noise drown out the truth. Don't grow complacent. Don't convince yourself that what's happening in our country won't affect you. And don't shrug it off with an "I don't care," because as Desmond Tutu once said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Choosing not to stand up, to throw away your voice, is choosing to let them win. When you vote, represent, and get in good trouble, it doesn't guarantee a win, but if you sit on the sideline, you automatically lose. So no, you are not too young, you are not too tired, and you are definitely not too late. You are part of the only force that has ever changed the world, people who refuse to give up. Because politics is not just about power, it's about people. People like you, people like us, with enough courage to care, enough fire to fight, and enough love to demand a better future. This is our moment. Let's make it count.